The academy that we have here in Warwick really is the hub of everything we do. What you see in terms of the facility is a major training facility that supports the whole UK training from a technical and after-sales perspective. But also it's the hub of our overall service operations infrastructure.
Well, Jaguar Land Rover, it's a phenomenal company, and with that brings some big responsibilities for us that are there to manage the brand. And we do have one company, but two clearly great iconic brands that we work for.
Part of what we're trying to do in the academy is not only provide our technicians and our after-sales staff with the technical skills, but also the behaviours, the processes and the philosophies that drive that experience.
Jaguar has been through a really big regeneration looking at our beautiful fast cars that we produce, and Land Rover developing really what is the finest all-terrain vehicles, and we certainly recognise across the world. In fact, we sell in most of those markets as well.
The whole purpose behind the Academy is to demonstrate excellence. It's really important that everybody who uses this building, the dealer networks from around the world, are surrounded by excellence in terms of the tuition that they get and the way that they approach the brands that they will be working with.
We have to show leadership in things. We have to make sure we're very clear to articulate what the brand is, what the brand's all about, and what we expect of our dealer network. They're the experts at retailing the vehicle as well. They interact with the customer, they have to deliver on the brand experience at the retail day in, day out. So there's an amount of leadership that we require centrally for Jaguar Land Rover, but clearly it is a two-way partnership between us and the network, and we couldn't survive without each other.
The new Academy occupies over 4,000 square metres of floor area, including a state-of-the-art 60-metre workshop and training zone, equipped with the very latest vehicles, components and diagnostic systems for hands-on training. The Academy also boasts 16 classrooms, 4 of which can accommodate vehicles for in-depth training activities.
Both Jaguar and Land Rover had training academies based at Gaydon and Castle Bromwich, and one of the objectives of this building was to bring both together and under one roof and form the academy that we're now in.
And it was a very general statement at day one. We're going to have a great facility. It also is a showcase for our global dealers of what a state-of-the-art facility can do in terms of representing both brands in one facility. And also, how can we incorporate some of the sustainability functionality into the facility that also shows our passion and commitment for the environment.
So whilst obviously the main project was to relocate both training academies, we saw the opportunity to really put our money where our mouth is from a sustainable operation point of view and add technologies to this building, both because it's the right thing to do, but also as a demonstration to our dealers and markets of what is possible within building renovation.
It's really important that we have centres of excellence which can demonstrate the way that the company wishes to go in reducing its carbon impact. Obviously we have to meet all of the government's targets, and from a product point of view they are increasingly demanding. We're investing £800 million in a new product programme. And that's extensive, and it's completely holistic in the way that it's being addressed. But it's not just about reducing tailpipe CO2, it's about improving the whole life cycle performance of the vehicle. So it's about reducing the carbon impact, making sure we're using recyclable materials in the vehicle, making sure that the car is reusable and is efficient to be recycled at the end of its life, making sure that we use new lightweight materials. We now have environmental innovation as being one of the company's 3 strategic pillars, which is immensely significant. It just demonstrates that not only addressing environmental concerns, but addressing them in an innovative and committed way is a really important part of the way that the company is determining to run its business.
My role as Retail Environment Manager has a responsibility for promoting sustainable operation of dealer facilities around the world. we put together a ranked list of sustainable technologies that we thought should form part of the building renovation here. I put that into a paper and took it forward to the board, who were very enthusiastic about the work of the team and what was being put forward, and readily, frankly, signed the additional investment in sustainable technologies to be employed here.
This particular building, with it being 25 years old, had got some pretty inherent problems. Ventilation problems, the insulation of the building was atrocious, there was no building management systems, lighting and other things were really quite poor. So we had to start with a blank canvas to a large extent, look at the processes we use within our manufacturing facilities, add some of those technologies across into this building, and then go research proven materials and technologies that we could apply to this that we would know would work. We didn't want to be guinea pigs.
And one by one we considered each for the applicability for UK climate, and particularly where we are here in Warwick, for the investment, for the payback both in pound notes for reduced energy bills, but also reduction in CO2 production from the building that would be attained by each technology, and each was measured.
The technology applications that were eventually chosen all address specific sustainability and efficiency issues within the fabric of the building. Firstly, 4,500 square meters of BASF Elastopore spray foam insulation were applied to the inside surfaces of the roof and walls to stop air losses and upgrade the heat insulation. Nearly 400 square meters of solar wall panels were mounted on the exterior of the building to create an open cavity which preheats the air entering the air conditioning plant and thereby reduces running costs. In summer, the hot air exhausts up into the atmosphere by natural ventilation, keeping the building cool. The application of solar reflective films on the existing south-facing glass windows reduces excessive UV penetration, whilst retaining interior infrared heat, and improves the toughness of the glazing. Rainwater harvested from the roof fills a 7,500-litre storage tank, which supplies water to flush the toilets and supply the landscaping hoses. Proximity-operated taps and efficient WCs further reduce water consumption. Solar water heating panels on the roof supply preheated water to the tank, which supplies the main washroom facilities. A high-efficiency lighting system with programmable control reduces electricity consumption. Plasterboard in the classroom incorporates BASF Micronel phase change material, which consists of microscopically small polymer spheres containing wax. The wax melts as the room warms, absorbing heat. And as the building cools at night, the wax solidifies, releasing heat. This ensures a more uniform room temperature without the carbon emissions and costs associated with conventional air conditioning. To help the team commission these technologies, BASF provided a consultancy service that drew on their considerable experience of innovative building materials and energy-efficient systems. The BASF consultants used their computer modeling database to advise the Academy team on exactly what would give the best return on investment.
We partnered up with BASF because they'd carried out a lot of work on eco-buildings, and particularly at Nottingham University. And we've used this product called Micronel, which enables us to take out the cooling load and just put the ventilation into a room. It absorbs the heat in a passive way. So not only is it cheaper to install in air conditioning, we haven't got the inherent running costs, maintenance costs for years to come, and the CO2 footprint for the building is much reduced. Now the proof of the pudding is going to be over the coming years as we monitor the building to see how effective that's been. And we're pushing very hard with BASF to give us that product in a ceiling tile, such we can then take that product and retrofit it in existing buildings throughout the organisation.
It doesn't seem radical, it just seemed part of the natural process of including the experts and saying, what can we do?
So all the technologies we've used are items which will give us good payback and good value for money. You know, we can go further, but you're limited by your imagination and cash at the end of the day. So we've applied everything that's practical and can be put into any traditional or existing building. So a dealer can apply a lot of the techniques that we've used on this building into his own facilities anywhere in the world.
We have people out there who are genuinely wanting to make the kind of improvements that we see within this building all the time. So they know what to do, they know what the investment costs are, and this came to them as a real opportunity to demonstrate what best practice is, and that's what the great benefit of this building is. It's allowed them to do what they want to do, and it's now showing the world what is possible, what we can achieve, and how much better an environment can be created for the people who work in this building as well.
This is just applying good processes and questioning everything you do as part of the build, even down to selecting every material from the plasterboard to the carpet tiles. Look at the sustainability part of the chain that makes you select that material and go for the best you can afford. It's not always about spending money, it's just asking the right questions as you go along and selecting the right appropriate materials and techniques for the job.
And this is going to operate as a beacon, as an example for best practice, which will set the example for the way that other offices and other parts of our manufacturing facilities can operate in the future.
It doesn't interfere with the running of the facility, it actually saves money and more importantly has less impact on the environment. Now the benefit for that of course is for dealers will be able to cascade that through the hub, and I'd very much like to see and will expect to see a number of Jaguar Land Rover dealers taking on board some of this technology over the coming years.
I think what we've provided is a real example of what can be done, which dealers really need to appreciate. They need to call in experts in the field to help them deliver a sustainable environment that also works as an operation. So I don't think there'll be a great difficulty in people understanding to make them realise that it can happen and it is part of normal business today.
The great thing about the development of this building is that it was an immediate opportunity to introduce some absolutely state-of-the-art best practice into a new facility. All of the people who've been involved with this project have taken to it with absolute relish, and they've taken the opportunity to bring their expertise and their knowledge of what is best practice and to put it all together into this one single big building all at the same time. And I know that they are absolutely delighted to be able to do that, and they're really pleased with the result, and so are we all.